Some of the most epic Bill times are when he would be explaining the rules and regulations of what the schedule is going to be.
Hotel.
Yes. Where we go over all like the rules of the NFL. And the way he would project, he's like, if it's a weapon, you can't bring it here. All right, light. Or like when we were traveling to Europe, look, we're not going to be out here getting fish and chips, guys. Like, this is a business trip. You can see Uncle Ben on your own time. Like, you know what I mean?
Get some rice.
I like pepper in a little jab here and there.
Like like the way he would deliver it would be so funny. Welcome to Games with Names. I'm Julian Edelman. They're Jack and Kyler, and we're on a mission to find the greatest game of all freaking time. I'm making a new acronym. Today we're hitting the overflowing chill line to answer your voicemails. And we get into my Boston travel tips.
Do's and don'ts.
Get your down to South Boston. Don't wear a Yankees hat. Wrestling theme songs. Been a lot of wrestling going on lately. When you hear the song come on, you're like, oh, song. But when you heard the shatter, it was like, oh my God.
Yes.
The worst game of all time.
Oh.
You'll find some gems with some Dan Orlowski starts.
John Skelton's in there.
Some skeletons.
I'm thinking a lot from the Patriots 2024 season come to mind.
And once again, that number is 424-291-2290. In this week's Chill Zone presented by Coors Light, we're naming our chillest caller.
One chill dude.
One chill freaking dude. You got to stick around to the end. These are awesome. They're fun. Let's go. Games with Names, a production of iHeartRadio. Date unknown. The Nut House. An undisclosed location.
The hotline is filling up.
And the people need answers.
This
is the Hotline Bling episode.
Part 5? 4? Who cares?
Keep these voicemails coming. These are fun to dive into.
Blow it up the hotline, baby.
Keep them coming. Keep them under 30 seconds.
Under 30 seconds.
Under 30. We don't need a whole life story here. Just get to it.
Nice
Come on
and
now.
tight. Text messages. Don't even bother. I delete them.
Get creative.
Get creative with it. I want to get weird with it.
It's like with my daughter. She was talking about meeting. She loves Snoop Dogg. And we finally got to meet him. I go, you'll probably get to meet him. You know, Daddy is real close with him. And I go, you got to have a question. And it's got to be a good question. Like, and we met him and she didn't have a question.
Oh.
What's a good question for Snoop Dogg?
Well, for a kid, it could have been, what's your favorite color? I don't know. But just have something.
Like, hey, Snoop, you got
That
a
you're
light.
curious
Anything.
You got a
Snoop, I
light.
smoke.
What flavor weed do you like? Uncle Snoop, what is that green stuff?
All right, let's do this. Voicemails.
Jules, boys, hope all is well. My name is Alec. I'm in South Carolina. I am going up to Boston in June for a Sox game. What are the Boston do's, don'ts? Where do we go? Where do you not go? Any advice? Much appreciated. Thanks so much. Enjoy the show, boys.
From his voice, he sounds about 26.
Sounds about right.
Sure. A little ageist, but okay.
All right, you're going to be in the Fenway area. Couple cool bars there right across the street. You got the MGM, you got the pool place. I mean, you could spend a whole day there.
Bleacher bar.
After the game, go to Hojoku, get a burger. Be a good little creative crowd there. It'll be a little different of a crowd than the baseball game.
Nice.
Creative crowd. But if you want the same kind of crowd at Fenway, get your ass down to South Boston. Go hit Lincoln. Go hit Capo. What's the one right across the street? The Mexican joint. They got a couple new ones. You go down to Southie, have some fun. If you need a little nightclub action, hit the Seaport. I forget the name.
Was it
but my
Grand?
big
The Grand.
night live.
The Grand.
Fenway.
Scorpion or Grand or something?
Grand.
The Grand.
Yep.
Yeah.
I met Damon John there once.
Yeah.
Great times at the Grand.
I mean, there's so many places.
I'm trying to think of any don'ts.
The don'ts. Don't wear a Yankees hat. Don't say ka or pak a yad to Boston people. The fucking
Ride the T to Fenway is a part of the experience, I think.
I can
Take
see
the
that.
green line.
I've never done that.
Take the green line to Kenmore. Not Fenway, Kenmore.
And then walk it.
And then walk it. It's a part of the experience.
That is
It's fun. You get to see the Sitco sign and all that.
That is fun.
Get to cross 90.
Probably got to get a Fenway Frank while you're in there.
You got to get a
Gotta
Fenway
get
Frank.
a Fenway Frank.
But it's got to be, if you're sitting in a box, it's not the same.
Got to go down.
But if you're sitting in a box, they have killer lobster rolls at Fenway.
Yeah, very good.
Sleeper.
Sleeper good.
The sushi ain't bad either in there.
Great French onion dip.
Oh, I don't even think I got any of that.
I
last time.
love a French onion dip.
I do
with some
too. I'm a
ruffs.
sucker for some.
They got good table knick-knack stuff
Yes.
there. And what is seventh inning? You get the ice cream. Get a little,
And the
hat,
ba- and the hat.
little hat. A lot of dudes. Just don't act like an idiot. Don't act tough. Because there's a city full of tough people
Are
there.
there? What are the Boston don'ts? I don't think there are any.
Yeah.
There really is. Everyone's pretty friendly too.
And everything
You're
is
wearing Red
fun.
Sox shit.
Get some Dunkin' Donuts too. At some point.
Definitely
There's
get some
Dunkin' Donuts
dunks.
in South Carolina.
I know, but it's different.
It hits
is
diffy up
different.
top.
It's different.
Got to go check out the Common. Got to go walk Newberry.
Yeah, Beacon Hill.
Beacon Hill's fun.
Yeah, I love Figs. Figs and Beacon Hill is a great
Figs,
little
great
pizza
spot.
Great
I
spot.
guess it depends if you're going with your boys or going with.
Yeah,
like,
but if he's going with his boys, he's not going to be taking goddamn love walks down the Charles River, down Starro. Okay, he's not going to be going to Boston Garden. He's not gonna be, this dude wants to rage. Okay, go to Grand, go to Southie, you'll have fun. Next question.
Jules, who was your favorite wide receiver while in New England, working together with one that maybe didn't pan out the way that they wanted to, whether it was through injury, the team didn't see them fit, who is that guy that stands out to you? And why is it Malcolm Mitchell?
It's Malcolm Mitchell. I loved Malcolm Mitchell. He was just a great teammate. My daughter still reads his book. He's got a children's book that she just a couple days ago. What is it? Like the kid it's about you can read, or the kid making the book. He makes his own book, the magic book.
The Magician's Hat.
The Magician's Hat. Yeah, we like, he was just a cool dude, worked his ass off. He was quiet, but like really good football player. Could rely on him. He just acted the part. I used to love Gunner. Little Gunner was always good. He's just fun to have around because he's just a little war daddy. One of the guys that I loved that worked out, but that I loved working with Deion Branch. He was a great, great teammate. Like, he would put his arm around me and teach me things when I was a younger receiver. Randy was also awesome like that. But, yeah, it was fun.
He had a big game in the 28-3 game too. People forget that.
Malcolm Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple other guys.
He just seemed to get it right away, too. As a fan, like, it's like, man, plugging right in and he gets it right away.
Yeah, Malcolm, he had bad knees.
I know.
It sucks for my guy because he could have had a really good career. He's doing well, though. I think he's married with a child.
Respect.
Making more
man.
books, still dressing cool. Honestly, I think he just listened to me. That's why I loved him.
That's a great characteristic,
It's a
baby.
great, I'd be sitting there and every time I look at the room, Malcolm would be like, yep. He always had my back. When I was going on a rant or something, that's why I loved him.
Heck yes.
It works for Jack too.
That's right. Hey, I do the same thing. Follow the Malcolm Mitchell model.
Hey, Jules and the boys. This is Nick from Lexington, Massachusetts. Go Pats. I was just thinking it'd be really cool to get a game from Julian's college career at Can't Read, Can't Write, Kent State, to hear his perspective playing quarterback, maybe bring in Doug Martin, your old head football coach, or bring in one of your old teammates, to really hear some of those other stories of what you used to get up to in Ohio that you're obviously willing to share. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. I'd love to hear, your adventures. I know you didn't win too many games at Kent State, but love to hear about your stories there. Thanks so much, and keep up the pod. Love listening to it, and thanks for all the good memories winning the Super Bowls for the Pats.
Great question. That would be fun to get Coach Martin in here to talk about something. Definitely. I think he's at Elon.
Is he really?
Coach Martin's at Elon.
I should know that. Hold on.
Is he at Elon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the OC.
Yeah, Coach
Wow,
Martin.
dude.
He's
Shout
over
out to
at
Phoenix.
Elon. I think his wife Vicky, she's still selling a boatload of houses. She was like
Wow.
His wife was so cool. He used to bring me into his house. They would cook Thanksgiving for me.
Maybe when we go to North Carolina, we get him.
That'd be
Gotta go
fun.
to
Swing
North
through
Carolina
Elon,
soon.
bro.
I would also, Casey Wolf would be a really good.
We talk a lot with him.
Yeah, Casey's my Kent State connect that I still, if I'm doing anything for Kent State, it's through Casey Wolf. And he was like the football ops guy for Coach Martin when Coach Martin was there. He's now an AD at a big high school there. But like he's for like Cribbs or Harrison or any of the guys that played in that time, Casey was there. We all like to go through Casey whenever we're going through the university. So he still has a little juice.
We'll hit him
Heck
up.
yeah.
Like we hit him up when
But he'd
Antonio
be funny
Gates
for all
came
the
on.
stories.
I
Or
like that.
my old roommate, Anthony Magazoo.
Oh, heck yes.
He's a storyteller, but we might have to muffle him because he might say too many stories.
Yo, do we do the 07 Kent State Iowa State game? Maybe
We could do
the
that.
upset.
Was there a Kentucky
There's a
game?
big Akron game and we beat the fuck out of Akron.
Hell yes.
That was like, because that was
Fuck
our
the Zips.
screw the Roo.
Screw the Roo. That's cool too.
Okay,
Screw the Roo, bro.
I didn't know that. I like that.
Does that rivalry have a name?
No, but we fought for a wagon wheel.
Oh, I love
Yes.
football games that have a
Yes.
trophy.
I only carried it once. They got us twice.
Damn.
We were winning. We were beating them too my last year there in the Rubber Bowl.
The Rubber Bowl.
That's their
That's their stadium.
That's their
That's their
stadium, right?
stadium name because that's where all the tires in the United States were manufactured. We're in Akron, Ohio.
Sick.
You know, you got Goodyear or there's some couple over there.
Michelin's French, but they might.
No, but Michelin was started out here. I think Michelin is it an American company?
Very
Look it
French.
up.
Very French.
Is it?
I don't have to look it up.
Well, that's why I was a Goodyear guy, anyways.
But they might manufacture a lot here. A lot of those international companies manufacture here.
Got the Goodyears on the Mustang. That's why I took off the Michelins.
All right. The next question is a text question. I don't know how this got through.
I snuck it in there. I know we say don't do the text, but
Don't do them.
I checked the text.
I delete them before he sees them.
All right, I got one through on the old goalie here. This one is from the text line about aux rules in the NFL locker room. This says, how does aux cord protocol work in NFL locker rooms?
Easy, veteran.
Okay.
It goes in how many years you've been in that locker room. So if you're in the weight room and you hear some music that you don't like, say like Brandon Bolden rolled up in there, he used to just take over and he would put the aux. Brandon Bolden was always a great aux cord guy.
Okay. So he
He led
his-
it in pregame practice because we didn't really do pregame like locker room music. Coach always was an advocate of everyone has different ways to prepare. So if you want to listen to music, put your headphones on. So like there was no like music blasting game day, but pre-practice, guys are having, music's bumping, guys are
loose.
getting ready. It usually depended on seniority. But for us, it was always Brandon Bolden. There'd always be kind of like two because the locker room's kind of big. Offensive side would be B Bolden. And then you go over to the other side, it'd be defense. And like High would have something, High Tower or something. But it was usually B Bolden.
Nice.
Always throwing out some bangers.
Shout out BB Hulk Smash.
And I'd be throwing up on the mic, trying to get a flow in. And you got Danny over there taping his own ankle because he's mad at the fucking training staff saying I'm on flowbation because I can't flow.
What a scene. What a scene.
What a scene.
Okay. Well, I have one question. My name's Sam Strawn. I'm a big Patriots fan. I've been a Patriots fan since probably Super Bowl 51-ish. I've got one question for you. What do you think is more valuable in this draft? Getting more capital, trading back and getting front seven guys, or taking receiver / DN talent, I'm talking Abdul Carter, those kind of guys, and getting talent for next year?
Well, if Abdul Carter's there, you're taking Abdul Carter. I don't think he's going to be there. Pass rushers and guys that protect the quarterback, this is what I'm trying to go after. They got really good corners. They brought in a couple linebackers and edge guys through free agency. They need offensive linemen.
Yes.
They need offensive linemen. Their best offensive lineman just got cut, David Andrews. The guy that has continuity, that knows how to run that offense now that Josh McDaniels is back. They're going to have to, they got to get some guys. That's the next progression to seeing if Drake is the guy, which last year he showed with no offensive line, he can make plays. Now we want to tighten that all down, slow his feet down, protect him, and see him really dissect a defense and make plays that way, like on schedule. That's what we got to see. And the only way you could do that is if you get an offensive line up there that can protect for them.
Need it bad.
And I think they'll do that. I don't know what they're going to do. Okay, look. Harbaugh last year took fucking Joe Alt, number 3? 4?
5?
And I know there's no Joe Alts in there, but he wasn't a sexy pick. He wasn't a receiver. They made the fucking playoffs this year. Okay? If you got the guy, they didn't have any really big playmakers. McConkey is a great asset to have. He's a great slot guy, but they didn't have no outside guys there. But they manufactured offensive line and made that a priority. They didn't even have a really great running back. They had Dobbins, and they got guys that are banged up. They did very well, but they made the playoffs. They protect the quarterback, you make the playoffs.
And like Harbaugh said,
you don't protect the quarterback, you get blown out in the Super Bowl.
In the playoffs, though.
No, in the look what happened to the Chiefs.
No, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. You take what you want with I just said, but I think I want linemen.
Like Harbaugh said, I view offensive linemen as weapons.
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
with him.
So I have a question. I'm like a fat fuck. I play offensive line. I just want some tips so I can, if I have a quarterback I don't like, but I still want to, keep my block percentage up good. What do I do? Thank you, Mr. Edelman.
This guy,
sounds like a bad
Sounds
teammate
like
to
a bad
me.
attitude.
he's probably huge too. He's probably like the stud that hates
Trent
his
Brown?
quarterback.
I was going to say,
Trent
this is
Brown.
Trent Brown.
Okay, this is what you do. If he's the guy, you go take him in a private setting and you hash it out. If it has to get physical, you got to beat his ass, you got to beat his ass or whatever. If it gets to that, it gets to that. But you can't have that. Okay, because if you don't block, you're not getting a scholarship or wherever you're at. You got to block. You got to be a team guy. But just talk it out. Try to figure him out. And all right, maybe he's just a slapdick. I know that this is what he's doing. And try to understand why he's a slapdick. And it'll make you better.
When you were a quarterback, what was your relationship with the line like?
My best friends. Sandro Oyola was my...
Shout out Dro.
He's at Woodside?
Yeah.
See, this is like
Sandro. We had Thompson. We had Vuk.
Vuk was in the O-line?
Yeah, he was our right tackle.
hell yes.
We had Sam Alapate. He was our guard. Yeah. We roll with them. Because Vuk was kind of a skinny, fat. He was a fat kid in college. Now he's handsome and, well, he's still kind of pudgy. He's got dad bod, but he grew up, he grew, but
right.
He was always a big guy. So if you're 200 pounds in high school, you're a lineman. 200, he was probably 215. We were good. Dro was big. It was fun. We had a great relationship. I always got along. I loved the offensive linemen. I used to hang out with the linemen on the Patriots.
I was going to say, even in the NFL. Those are your guys.
Go to fucking Logan's house for freaking Thanksgiving. They're always the family dudes.
Down to earth, good dudes.
Down to earth, great dudes.
My quarterback's family would have a lineman-only taco night on Wednesday nights during the season.
That's clutch.
Just played
Lineman only,
Madden.
but the quarterback can come.
Well, it was his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the cool kids got invited slowly. It became very cliquey. Anyway, go Mounties.
Yeah. You got to block. Keep the percentages up. And fucking, there's guys you don't like. Just find a way that you can respect them.
Dude, Ricky Williams played in the backfield with a guy that was stealing his girl. I think you'd be all right. I'm looking at you, Applewood.
Applewhite?
Applewood.
I don't even know anymore.
We don't. He's always Applewood.
Where's he
to me.
coaching? Applewood.
Oh,
Not
man.
in Houston anymore.
Not at Houston. Give me a second. Yeah, I want to say South Alabama, but don't
If you get this.
quote me. Hold on. I'm Googling. Oh, I know ball, baby. South Alabama. He's the head coach.
Was he the head coach at Houston and he went to South Alabama?
Yeah, I think
Why?
they canned him when they brought in
Dana
Holgerson.
Yeah. Dulles dude.
He was at Houston for 16 to 18. Then he did the Nick Saban rehab stint.
He's an
He was
analyst.
an analyst
for
at Alabama for a year. South Alabama OC, now South Alabama head coach.
Oh, so he's got 5 more years before he can maybe get another. You got to win.
I have a question for Julian. During your time at Kent State, were you ever a Swenson's guy? And if you were, what was your go-to order when you would stop by a Swenson's drive-in?
This guy is just fucking trying to fuel my fire. He knows I'm a Swenson guy.
That face,
Talking about
that
the
face
goddamn-
says it all.
Okay, my order is Galley Boy with bacon. Then I get a double cheeseburger, lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, mustard, mayonnaise, ketchup, like a double cheese. Those are both doubles. And then I get potato teasers, which are like these fried little things with potato, cheese, and like jalapenos. Like little cut up jalapenos are great with I think their homemade ranch. And I think they had like shakes, and they had this thing like the California soda. My boy Casey always loved that shit. I just like Coke. And maybe a fry. I don't remember their fries, so their fries must have sucked. But I've heard they've gone through some serious changes over the years. Some serious changes.
For the better or worse?
The way I'm saying serious doesn't sound better.
On their website, they have the Pizzaroni stack.
It looks
which
good.
is a quarter pounder, pepperoni, marinara sauce, and a fucking mozzarella
they still have the Galley
stick
Boy?
patty.
Yeah, they got the Galley Boy.
Mozzarella stick patty.
Did your Galley Boys have the have an olive stuck in it?
They put it on the top.
I like that.
The bun's pretty good. It's a fucking solid burger.
It looks very good.
It was very good. It had like a sweetness to it that the Galley Boy.
voted
They have
America's
a
best
bunch of
cheeseburger.
shit too. They have like a bunch of little knick-knack stuff. The menu's huge.
It's massive.
They got sloppy joes.
I'm looking here at the teasers: a tasty potato, cheese, and mild jalapeno combo.
Those are like crack.
Egg
look gas.
salad,
Shredded fried potatoes, potato puffs. As opposed to
potato
a fry.
teasers. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to call my sources
Shout out sources.
in Northeast Ohio to see how the Swensons do, because I don't want to be giving them good love and their dog shit now.
Right.
Okay, because I remember when we used to have this little at my DQ before they went like new DQ. Dairy Queen, I think they used to be individually owned or something until they got real franchise. We used to have this little Asian dude. He used to wear a little chef hat. He'd be up on that flat top. He used to make the best burgers at the Dairy Queen. And then like they did a remake of the building. I think they may have sold it, got some new dude, and the shit went to shit.
In the restaurant industry, man, she can get
Quick.
real bad overnight like that.
So Swenson's, I'll be coming out there soon.
The closest one's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, we went to the Cuyahoga Falls one, I believe. Or was it Mansfield?
Was this like a spot you guys were at like every week, every other week, like
No, not a lot.
Okay.
It was like a
quasi regular? Okay.
that and the Red Lobster.
Just because you have to drive a little bit.
Stowe, Ohio.
Yeah, Stowe.
Yeah.
Red Lobster was a treat too.
That was the first time I ever had Red Lobster. Those
Cheddar
garlic
biscuits?
butter
Oh.
biscuits. Oh. I don't really like lobster, but I like to go into Red Lobster.
Shout out Blake Griffin. He's doing their ads now.
He is.
Good for him.
I saw him on a recent podcast. He was so funny. Blake was talking about, what is it, coding or something?
Oh, like lean?
When he changes from being black to in front of his,
code switching.
Oh, that was
Quote, yeah.
I
That
thought you
was
said codeine.
that was
Sorry.
Sam's. That was We Might Be
yeah.
Drunk.
I saw him. It was on Sam Morell's. He's talking about code switching.
Oh yeah, because he
I didn't know that was a
Mello's
thing.
podcast earlier in the day.
He's funny.
He's funny.
He's a comic.
He is.
Yeah, he did stand
He's
up.
got some chops.
He lives right up the street. Don't even know him really.
Come on
Challenging
through.
you, Blake.
Come through.
Come
I know
through,
you're
Blake.
funny, dude. And you're cool. I saw you at Stavros' stand up, leaving in a sick car with the hot babe.
Oh man, must be nice.
We probably drove the same route on the way home.
Should have followed him. I'm following you, Blake.
All right, next one.
Hi, Julian. Hi, Jack. Hi, Kyler. I just listened to the O'Shea episode, and now I'm like back in my WWE steaming phase. And I had a question. So, Julian, like back in the day when like the WWE, like the superstars, they were known by like their theme songs. Like everyone would get hyped by theme songs. So I was wondering, what would your theme song be? And what would your signature move be?
Ooh, I love the Stone Cold. The Stone Cold.
Nothing will ever beat that. Nothing tops that.
And Hulk Hogan's is pretty good. I am a real American.
What was The Rock?
Fighting on
The Rock's was...
Big Show's is good. Hey, it's the Big Show.
Shawn Michaels, of course.
Yeah, he sang his own song.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that either.
We're gonna.
Sexy boy.
I'm not your boy toy.
Sexy boy. Really good.
I would go with something like Stone Cold. Maybe I just like the shattering something because that was so like when you hear the song come on, you're like, oh, song. But when you heard the shatter, it was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Was that a popular song or was that a song that he just like made?
Probably made it. I don't even know the song.
It's just like.
I just know that.
It really wakes you up.
Yeah.
I love that. My finishing move.
Flying squirrel.
It'd have to do something off top rope, flying squirrel shit.
Or like Nutcracker.
I like
flying squirrel. I would go off the top. I'd get on top rope. He'd be all like jacked up. And I'd go off and swing, grab him with my legs and throw him down. Like because I learned that move.
In Mexico.
I like that.
In Mexico.
Yeah, I like that.
On the top rope, it'd be a little more aggressive. So I'd do that, which I could probably do right now.
Oh, easy.
On Jack. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. I'll sell it.
Probably that. That's a good question.
That was really good. I like that.
Jack, I feel like you would be pallbearer to Julian's.
Oh, yeah. I would like to
Gravedigger.
be like, yes, like your corner hype guy. Your Paul Bearer, your Miss Elizabeth kind of, yeah.
You would be Miss Elizabeth.
Got to be Paul Bear.
Kind of, yeah. Honestly.
My Undertaker.
Kind of like how the Rizzler is with like Big Boom AJ, if we're talking AEW references.
There's not a lot of things that baseball has that's cooler than the other sports, but like music is cool.
It is cool.
Bat music.
I used to
Walkout
have
song. Yeah.
So anytime I would catch a third down, I had a song that they would play. I used to like the Fume. I can't stop.
Wait, you like influenced that?
Yeah, that was my.
How'd you tell us how that happened?
They came up to me and they asked me, "What do you want your theme song?" And I wanted it was crazy time, but it was the Kanye Jay-Z remake of I Can't Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I liked that.
That one does go hard.
Like, and there's a part where I can't stop. Like, you can't stop getting them.
Then they would play it on when you had a third.
They would play it after I got a third down or a touchdown or a big play.
I didn't even know
I didn't even realize that was influenced.
Yeah. It's probably more now. It happened like my last, maybe 4 years.
You got to be a guy. Did anyone else have music like that? Do you know?
Yeah. Tom had public service announcement. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay. And then
So anytime we would be on pregame, there would be it would be the regular music from the stadium.
Yeah.
And then when Tom would get ready, it would just stop. And it'd be a public service announcement by Jay-Z. And it'd be like, boom. And then he'd run out. And that's when he'd go do his little thing. And that's when you knew it was getting time. It was getting time. Better strapping up the fucking chin strap. It's game time. Tom's out. Tom's out. We out. Boom, boom.
So it makes even more sense that the Jay-Z played at his retirement.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
On it. The whole crowd would start going, ah. And he'd go out there. He's like, come on, guys. Come on. Let's go. LFG, let's fucking go.
Did Gronk have a song?
I don't remember.
LMFO.
Yeah.
I don't
We're going to
know.
look that up.
We gotta ask him on Dudes on Dudes.
I had no idea about this. That's so cool.
Yeah, we had a couple of them. Yeah, I should have I was gonna go with E40. Sprinkle Me.
Oh, the yeah
Little Bay
area.
reference.
The little yeah.
That was Kurt's coming out song as a pitcher when he was at Berkeley, I think, or one of our friends.
glad you said
I don't
as
know
a
if it was
pitcher.
Kurt or someone else.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm glad you said as a pitcher.
Guys, one game that you absolutely have to cover is the 2013 Boston Bruins versus Toronto Maple Leafs, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Bergie scored 2 goals to win the game. We came back from down 4-1 with 3 minutes left. iconic. Hit up Patrice Bergeron and get him on there.
Would love to get
Love
Patrice
the work,
on
fellas.
here.
We're working on it. We're working
Would
on
love
it.
to get Patrice on here. Bergie.
This is a top 5 requested game.
I was at that game.
Were you really?
I think so.
I feel like you'd know.
I went to
sure.
like all the game 7s of like 5 of them. So no, I wouldn't. Literally been to game 6 of all the World Series that I was there. I've been to every game. So I think I've been to so many Bruins like games. I may have dropped did the flag thing for this. Because I went on a stretch where I went to all the important games because I was undefeated until the last time I did it, which it wasn't solo. I had someone with me. So my streak is still there. I think I was at that game. I got to look at my phone.
2013. This would have been, but would have been spring of 2013. You hadn't had your big year yet. Either.
Yeah, but I still had enough merit,
went.
and I was still going to everything.
Yeah,
I was going to things when I was a rookie. I went to the Celtics Lakers finals as a rookie and sat courtside.
I was there for that one.
Saw Kobe. That's the year we lost though.
Yeah,
because they won it the year before. Remember?
09. Yeah.
08.
Or they won in 08. So this was it 10? I don't know.
This was 09, but it took place in 10 spring.
Yes.
So it was like our spring practice, and I remember I got invited. I wore like a little Jason Mraz hat.
It was a ukulele playing it.
Like a Jason Mraz hat. It was my first fucking like, man, go to Boston.
Julian, have you ever sat down and came up with the Legion of Edelman, the biggest hits you've thrown in your lovely career? Love to see it. Lars McDonald calling from beautiful Nova Scotia, Canada. Just watched the podcast with Biznet. Awesome. Glad to hear you are half Canadian, maybe even 51%. Go Patriots.
How can I be 51%?
Not a math guy.
Not a math guy.
That's too many percentages.
Shout out Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. I've heard it. I mean, that's where all the good salmon's from.
Cole Harbor, Sidney Crosby, Nathan McKinnon.
How many hits I threw?
He wants your biggest hits that you threw.
I lit someone up in Buffalo my rookie year. Big hit for Randy Moss. I blocked for Randy Moss. And then Slate, like 3 plays later, lit someone up, I think. We were blocking hard. But that was before the rules were you could go back to your own sideline. Like you used to not be able to go back to your own end zone. Like so you could deplete people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They took that rule.
I
depleted this guy and didn't get a flag.
That was tight when you could do that.
I know my favorite one you ever laid. Down in Miami for Michael Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one?
Floyd laid out for me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was reverse. Sorry.
I hit a guy for Gronk on that one play, but I didn't really. It was Mike Adams. I didn't jack him up.
There was a stretch when you were popping guys after a fair catch call or after you waving it off and you'd pop a guy?
Yeah. Because they would get mad. So there's a rule. If you fair catch when you're a punt returner, you're not allowed to block a guy. But if you give a Peter call, you can block a guy. So what I would do is I would give a Peter call, and they would think it's a fair catch call, and I would block them because when you do that, if it was close enough to the end zone, you're banking on it to bounce in there so they don't pin you.
Yeah.
So this is something you're taught. And a lot of the Buffalo people always thought I was trying to fucking tee off on a guy. Well, A, I was, trying to tee off on a guy. But B, I was trying to make it so we didn't start on our fucking 1 yard line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of strategic behind that. There may have been one time where I did this and I thought I petered, but I didn't. I smoked someone, but...
You got fined for
Buffalo,
one.
$26,739 for an unnecessary roughness penalty.
Bullshit.
I'm watching the clip here after you had
Did I Peter or did I fair catch?
Oh, and you got him in the head too. I was. Hold on. When you drop this, we can see.
Can't tell. Let me see here.
Is there any signal?
It starts too late.
Starts too late, I think.
But you definitely go helmet to helmet. That just comes out of your paycheck, or do you have to write a check?
No,
to the
it comes out of your payroll deduct.
That's less cool. Sick.
Yeah, I'll give him a kiss. I led with my shoulder. Our helmets hit. That's fucking bullshit on the NFL for fining me for that shit.
Big time.
Because that motherfucker would do the same exact thing to me if I had that thing in my hands. That's how I thought about it. It's a brutal game. It's like you have to put your mind in different places to play that game. Because there's fucking guys out. I mean, it's gotten a lot better. And that's not even that bad. That's fucking stupid.
You're
and I got
face-to-face.
$26,000 fined on that.
Yeah.
That's a
And
Buick right there.
I like the league, though, but that's still stupid. Let's go.
What's up, Jules? Zach from Sharon, Mass here, and I got a couple questions for you. First one's trivia. So I know you're a West Coast guy. Number one, who's your favorite team growing up watching basketball? Who's your favorite player? That's one question. But the trivia question is, you're not from Mass, but who is the only school from Massachusetts to ever win a national championship? And who is their best player? And then last question, I know I said two, this is three questions. If you were to pick one of your teammates in their prime to lead a school on a March Madness run, who would it be and why? Thank you.
First question. Favorite team, Warriors growing up.
What about college? Any college hoops growing up?
I went to maybe a Stanford game,
Ooh.
but like didn't watch. We didn't watch a lot of basketball.
I feel that. And you were like a pro family.
But
it's a pro area.
The Warriors were horrible when I was a kid. When I was a kid, they were like a laughing stock. Like that's when Spree-Row was choking out the coach. Like they were trash. I liked him I liked Baron Davis when he beat Dirk Nowitzki as like the 7 seed, the
We
1
Believe
seed,
Warriors. Yep.
the We Believe. That was like
Watch that episode.
at the height. Watch that episode of when I started like, and then I left and I went to Boston. So then I kind of didn't see the games because they went on at like 11 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night, and B, I was introduced to the Celtics and became friendly with a lot of people in the organizations of the teams in Boston. So then I started watching them naturally. Sprewell, Baron Davis probably were my favorite. I mean, I loved Michael Jordan. Like that was the only basketball player. Like he was God.
Yeah.
Everyone loved Michael Jordan as a kid. And I had all his shoes. Like Jordan was everyone's favorite basketball player. So, and then national championship in Massachusetts.
Oh, he's trying to trick us here. We know this.
Was that
We know
Providence?
this. No.
Holy
That's in Rhode
Cross.
Island. That's where
Holy
Rhode Island
Cross.
is.
1947, best player, Bob Cousy. He's trying to test our ball knowledge.
Bob Cousy.
I even knew that
Coos.
before me and Jack reviewed it.
McAfee hates on Cousy.
Why?
He just thinks that the basketball then was like
See,
I
I hate that argument. Like,
But
I've
it was
heard
the best that it
McAfee,
was.
like,
yeah,
he
like,
get- like
what's Bill Russell supposed to do? Develop a time machine and like just so he can shut up?
I've been watching a lot of that Boston Celtics thing. Like
Celtic City. I still got to start it.
Cousy lived the life. Russell didn't live the life.
It was tough. I know. Like
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah. Wasn't awesome being
And then
black in
everyone thought
Boston in the 60s.
they were going to lose when Cousy retired, and they won like 6 more with Russ.
Keep it rolling. Coos.
I got a signed jersey from Bill Russell. We did an autograph signing together my rookie year.
Where is it?
Somewhere here.
Wow.
I need to find it.
That's all time. That's
right
awesome.
into the where
It's
What a
somewhere in this ethos.
What a
in
legend.
the hemisphere someplace.
But Holy Cross,
Crusaders.
Cousy. Shout out Cousy. And then Aaron Hernandez.
100%.
He was the best basketball player I
Dude
ever
could
played
hoop.
with. That guy could hoop. He got recruited to UConn when UConn was UConn.
That's wild.
Joker was smooth with it. Hey, Darius Butler was really good at basketball too.
Hey, but
D Butt used to.
Didn't he also go to UConn?
yeah, D-Butt.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's
he
the
went
pride
to
of
UConn too.
UConn too.
For football.
Yeah, he did. I forgot. But D Butt, like we go play in these charity games, and D Butt could like do 360 windmills. He's my height. We're like the same height, and he had the boings. Like he was doing, hung, like he could just float in the. It was impressive. I don't remember him shooting great. I just remember him jumping out of the roof. But like he also had basketball. He could play. He knew basketball. It wasn't like a guy that just could jump. But Hernandez, like, he had crossovers. He had game. He had like mid range and shit.
He would bring that out on the court, bro. The way he like ran routes looked like
Yeah, he crossed you over on his top of his route.
I wonder if there's any like intramural or like behind the scenes like pickup basketball games at like UConn, like the football guys going against.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I think there is because
D Butt scored over 1,000 points in high school.
D Butt was a baller.
He's from Florida,
Germany.
Born in Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I knew that too.
Grew up in Coral Springs, Florida.
He's a Navy kid.
Oh, okay.
Or not Army brat, maybe?
The big Air Force
his dad
base
was stationed in Frankfurt.
Big military base in Germany.
Hey, Julian, Kyler, Jack.
Howdy.
I wonder if you could tell us what it's like on an NFL road trip. I know, basketball, baseball, hockey, a lot of games to be played. NFL, not so much. You guys go home, stay out there, and what's your favorite memory from a road trip?
So in the NFL, our away trips are business trips. It's not like NBA, baseball, hockey, where these guys have 3-4 games in the night. Once we get there a day before, unless it's a West Coast trip, where we'll get there on a Friday. We'll leave right after practice. We have curfew the night before the game. Night before game, always curfew. If we play a home game, we stay at hotels so they could check those curfews. And it's also because we have night meetings. So like when we travel, usually Sunday, we'll have a walkthrough at the stadium. After the walkthrough, we pack up, we put our suits on, we get in the buses. It's like a fucking hour bus to Providence. Then we hop on the plane. When you get to the plane, right before you get on you go straight to the tarmac. They have tables of all the food that you get to pick. So there's cheeseburgers, chicken sandwiches, PB&Js. Then there's like every kind of snack you can have or want. And then you go you walk up the stairs in the plane. You get in your seat. We had lovely flight attendants always that were with us for the longest time. So you'd become very personal with them. So they knew what your drink order was. So I always liked my electrolytes and a cramp juice. And so I get to my seat, which we're hearing about how the plane was right now publicly.
All the talk.
We used to have, the 2-3-2 plane, and they were like kind of older seats, but I'd have 2 seats, and that's how you do it. And you go to your area, they'd have your favorite stuff that you like, and then there'd be an on-flight meal, some kind of chicken, some kind of fish, usually always, and maybe a beef. There's always a 3, and so you'd go through that, and then on the way back, you'd have like homemade cookies made and stuff like on the plane. The travel was awesome as far as traveling. I mean, the plane was, we used to go Delta, and that was the best because you had live TV. So as soon as you'd finish your 1:00 game in Buffalo, you're watching the 4:45 second half of the 4 o'clock games.
That's nice.
In the plane, you know what I mean? So you're watching, we didn't get, when they took that away, that was kind of lame. But it was pretty cool. Like everything else, I mean, it's pro sports, so you have your own plane, and then when you get to you land in city, there's 4 buses. We all go to our bus. You have like 45 minutes to an hour of free time, and then you have like treatments. At every hotel, there'll be. We take out all like the conventional area or whatever the big ballroom areas. We have all that taken out. So there'll be like little film rooms. So you'll have film room if you want to go watch film. There'll be a big training room. So there'll be a lot of guys in there getting their bodies ready. So there'll be like a 45-minute hour of that. And you have dinner. And so then guys will start to funnel into the cafeteria. And that's where like the breaking bread and the hanging out process is. And there's usually, it'd be the same kind of food. There'd be a chicken, a steak, a pasta, brown rice, a marinara, a meat sauce, a chicken wing night before. And there'd be like a specialty dish of where you were at according to the city you were in.
Ooh, I like that.
So like Denver always had really good food. I remember because we stayed at a really nice hotel there too. We didn't stay in the greatest hotels, so I don't know, you know, like I hear these basketball guys, they have in their contracts, they got to have like presidential suites and they got to stay at 5-star hotels. We were always at a hotel right next to the airport, no distractions, couldn't leave anywhere. So then you eat, and then after you eat, we had 7:30 meetings, offense and team meeting, and then you had offense and defense, and then you'd walk through the whole game plan the night before. In a big old ballroom, you'd walk through every play, so that could be 60 to 75 plays as a team, and everyone would go over and each coach would be looking at their position group. The lineman would go do a couple of steps and kind of say what they had to do, and they would say, all right, we're going to us to this. The receiver would do a walk to his routes in a condensed area, but like, all right, we're running an in cut, you're running the cross, just to show that everyone knows what to do. You know, so you'd walk through those, and then after that, you get treatment again. And by that time, it's like 9:30, 9. Guys would be, everyone naturally funnels into the cafeteria because the college football is on. So guys are watching the college football, getting a late night snack before everyone goes. And then I think curfew would be at like 11. And then you wake up and it's the same kind of regimen where you go and you go to the cafeteria and then you have a team meeting. You guys go through one last key before you leave. We already have the hay in the bank. Now we get to the stadium, and then it turns into a different operation once you get to the stadium. But the travel, like I was accustomed to Kent State where we were busing to places, so I thought it was fucking awesome. You know, I got a cheeseburger, I can do whatever I want. You can do
busing to Muncie.
You know what I mean? It's literally we bust to Muncie. So it's different than the other sports because they have so many games where it's part of the road is part of their life.
Yeah,
we're taking our operation in Foxborough, and we're literally bringing it to that one spot, and we're doing everything that we do in Foxborough at that one spot, and it's a business trip. No, guys are rarely going out. I mean, if you had friends or family, you could get them a hotel room. No one was on your floor. No one was in your hotel room. That was conduct detrimental to the team. So you would get suspended, and you'd lose a game check if anyone were ever on your floor.
Even just on the floor.
Can't be on the floor. Well, there'd be so much security. You couldn't get anyone through there.
That's true.
So no candles, nothing burning. That's what Bill used to say. If it burns, you can't have, don't come in here with, you have incense, this, that. If it lights, you can't have it in.
Coach, I brought my diptychs. Coach, what about my bays?
Some of the most epic Bill times are when he'd be explaining the rules and regulations of what the schedule is going to be.
Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah. Hotel rules with
or like every year, the same day, like right when you get in, right after the conditioning test, you had like an hour and a half meeting where we go over all like the rules of the NFL. Like we go over the fining for, players' weight, the this, the that, how much it was if you were late to meetings, how much it was if you had, we would go over like an hour and a half of rules. And the way he would project, he's like, if it's a fucking weapon, you can't bring it here. All right, light. No bows and arrows. Like the way he would deliver it would be so funny. And it was funny. Or like when we were traveling to Europe, look, we're not going to be out here fucking getting fish and chips, guys. Like this is a fucking business trip. You can see Uncle Ben on your own time. Like, you know what I mean?
Get some rice.
I like peppering a little jab here and there.
Oh, it was fun.
I can just picture Bill being like, I don't care how good that little thing of Pringles looks at midnight. Don't touch the mini bar.
Oh, you can have that.
You can do mini bar? Oh, nice.
There was no alcohol in mini bars, but
oh, true.
There you could order whatever you like. You could order food.
Now, is that on the team or is that on you?
That's on you. You got. I think when I first started going, we would get a per diem. Oh yeah, no, this is good for the travel. We would get per diem. You get an envelope. Bears would sit and hand it out to every, all the guys. And it started out like $36. You get $36 for meals because they said that, they had all the meals at all times at the hotel for us. So it was like some teams would be getting like $200, $300, a guy, which I don't know, but, and then it got to like 60, but as soon as we get that money, it'd be cash. Everyone would put their initials on it. And one of the flight attendants would come and get a bag, and everyone would put their initial on their dollar, and she'd go and she'd pick 2 out. The first one would get the money back, and the second one would take the whole bag.
Yo, the lottery, plain lottery.
It'd be like a G.
Holy smokes, that rocks. Did you ever win?
No, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do it?
Nah.
Okay.
That's gas money. When I was young, I was like, that's fucking, I'm not making hella money. Fuck these
I'm not
guys.
risking this $36.
Yeah.
2 questions for you. Did you ever have a roommate traveling, or you only ever have?
Nah, I didn't have roommates traveling. Had roommate rookie year camp.
Okay. And then,
which is Hoy Dog, I think.
Nice.
Hoyer, Brian Hoyer.
Shout
and
out.
I think me, Ornberger, and there was someone. There was a couple times where I had maybe, but I think it was because me and Ornberger, didn't he say we were close too? Or he was roommates with Hoyer, and I used to go to Hoyer's room, and we would do flashcards of formations and personnel groups and concepts together. So I'd always see Ornberger, and he'd be like the center, and you try to make a team.
And then on a road trip Sunday, does the team go from hotel to stadium at the same time, or is there like different groups?
There's 2 buses. So I actually, sometimes guys would go early with the training.
Yeah.
The trainers. So there's an early bus that gets there like 3.5 hours before, and then there's one that goes like 30 minutes after, and there's a late bus. And there would be some guys that would go with the training staff that would go in a car or van or something because they wanted to be there extra early.
Yeah.
I just went early bus.
You did early bus.
Early bus.
Did you ever bring your gaming consoles, or did anyone?
No. No. We didn't have enough time.
Yeah, busy schedule.
You're pretty pooped.
I can only
from
imagine.
the travel, from that week's work of prep.
Hella meetings.
A lot of meetings. Like you're meetinged out by that time. When you get to your room, you just want to sleep. So some of the best napping time you have is like the hour bus ride from the stadium to the airport to Providence, TF Green, whatever. Like because like you're just so wiped out from the whole week, the mental drainage you have from installing new plays to, what you're going to expect from them. There's a lot of stuff going on. I remember getting in that bus, you just like, or the plane instant out.
Oh, that's the best.
It's like, oh, you don't have to worry anything.
So you need that sleep.
Well, those are fun.
Yeah.
Those were fun. Now it's time for the Chill Zone, brought to you by Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN and celebrate responsibly, folks. Blue.
Can you toss a couple our way?
Oh, good catch, guy. Let's crack these bad boys.
Yeah.
Ooh, chili.
On a computer. That thing.
Guy with the.
I got you.
Yeah, you gotta shake them up and tap them, boys. Shake them up and tap them.
Ooh, this one's extra crispy.
This one's extra fizzy. Cheers to that.
All right, last question.
Shake them up and tap them, boys.
We're just gonna do the chillest of the questions we had.
Oh yeah, be extra chill, baby.
Shout out Nuthouse Nation.
Nuthouse Nation.
What's Nuthouse Nation?
Dolan, our super fan, runs a meme account.
It's like a fan page for us.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
What's up, Nuthouse? It's your guy here, Nuthouse Nation. So obviously we're on the search for the greatest games of all time, the games with names that everyone should know. But what about the worst games of all time? The games with shame. Are there certain games that come to mind when you think of just, what are we doing here? Kind of boring, gross games. What are your games with shame?
Well, I'm pretty sure Rich Ornberger had a shame game.
Tough to beat that one.
Big Cat had a shame game.
That's a shame game.
It was a shame that we did that game, more likely.
What else did we have? There's a couple.
Pro Bowl.
Some Pro Bowl.
Brandon Marshall. I mean,
Shout
there's been
out
a few,
B.
but
Marsh.
that'd be fun to find the worst game of
That
all
would be
time.
really fun. I like this.
And we should do like a Bizarro week where we bring people in and we talk about the shittiest game of all time.
I'm thinking a lot from the Patriots 2024 season come to mind.
Oh, you got to. What about the fucking Raiders game? The Raiders-Pats game, the lateral.
Oh no, the debacle in the desert.
That.
It was good for
lost me $50,000.
It was good for the Raiders though.
Oh my gosh.
It was from Jacoby Myers, and then he went to go be a Raider after that. After
inside job.
Chandler Jones returned it, right?
Inside job.
Shit
scripted.
What's another terrible game? Both ways. Any on the top of our heads? Remember that? I don't think it was a bad game, but remember that Alabama LSU 6-3 game? That ended up being rematch in the national championship.
Yes.
That wasn't a bad game. I love that. It was the good defensive football, but I'm trying to think of just like
there's that
scoring.
Wake versus Virginia Tech game that now gets memed out a bunch.
Wait, which
it
one?
was like 6-3 or 3-0. I think it was Wake VT back in the day.
Yeah.
Worst gross games of all time. I mean, you got to look at the quarterbacks. Who started you'll find some gems with some Dan Orlowski starts.
John Skelton's in there.
Some Skeltons or
maybe people, and you start with Nuthouse Nation in the chat when you comment some of these games with shame that we should maybe, consider doing it. Maybe we'll get because we got a list of games we want to do. Maybe we'll do some games that we don't want to do but should do.
We almost need to take the scoring, our patented scoring system, and invert it.
Yeah. This would be great for April Fools.
Oh yeah,
worst game of all
April
time.
Fools is dumb.
We have the GOG, the greatest of all games.
The
so this will be the WOG,
the WOG,
the worst of all games.
Worst game of all time.
Worst.
No, worst of all time.
Worst. That's something to think about.
What? Well, that was the chill zone.
I got a good one. The 2003 NFC Championship game, 49ers Eagles, when there just wasn't any quarterbacks for the 49ers.
23.
That's what that.
That's a bad game.
That's a bad game.
That's a bad game.
Yeah.
The Nathan Peterman game was pretty bad. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the one I mentioned earlier. Sorry, November 2014, Wake Virginia Tech. Nothing at the end of regulation. Went into double overtime. Wake won 6-3.
That is a gross game.
18 punts, 5 missed field goals, 4 turnovers, and then
what was the weather? Was that
not even that bad?
Beamer ball?
The Beamer ball.
How do I not remember that,
bro? It's a meme now. It's
I might have watched this game and then blacked it out.
Yeah, that's how you know it's bad.
I'm watching every Virginia Tech game in 2014.
The ACC network,
dude, old school, wild.
Wow.
We gotta do some gross game hunting.
We got to. We'll be good. Gross game hunting.
gross game hunting.
Well, that was the Chill Zone. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/GWN, and always celebrate responsibly. Wow. I love those. I love voicemail episodes.
It's so fun. I like hearing from the folks.
Feels like you're hanging out with people.
It does. We got to keep these going.
Building community.
Keep calling us.
I like hanging out with you.
24/7.
Text us.
The hotline never closes.
Fucking text us.
And if you do it quickly so I can see it.
No, don't do it. Text Jack first and then text the hotline.
Yeah, I'll just give my personal number for those.
Yeah.
And that's been another episode of Games with Names. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Comment a game you want us to do. And remember,
rate and review.
Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify while you're there. Remember to follow Games with Names on YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Leave a comment on the YouTube full episode. We read the best ones on future episodes. Leave a message on the hotline at 424-291-2290, and we'll see you guys next week. Games with Names is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.